Hey SWGoH community, this is Solo Straight, and you're on Never Tell Me the Odds. What we're going to be doing today is we're going to be giving our preview of the upcoming GL speculation and requirements for 2022. So, go with me in game, and let's talk about it. Alright, so before we even begin, I'm going to go ahead and give the disclaimer that, of course, this is in no way any kind of fact based on anything other than pure speculation. This is purely opinion that I'm having. After putting a few telltale clues together, taking some stuff from lore, from the shows, the movies, and in-game content, some recent character updates that have happened, and what I believe is going to happen. So don't go out there and say Solo Straight said, I'm going to go and get these characters and waste my resources and blame me. Like everything else, this is just speculation and where my mind is at for where we're going in this game. So dive in with me and let me know your opinion. Fly casual. Alright, so signs number 1 and 2 coming up is your April login calendars. We've got Admiral Akbar, and then we also have Wedge Antilles. 2 rebels, currently been in the game a long time, feel like something is up. Then we're going to go ahead and deep dive into our rebel faction, because that's where Leia's at, and that's where we begin our journey. And the first characters I'm going to focus on are the rebels that newly got the Omnicron that's just come to the game and what that might potentially mean. So, of course, new Omnicrons. The first went to Leia. Then we had another one that was added to Akbar. And most recently, in the past week, Farm Boy Luke. So, these Omnicrons mean something, guys. In addition to that, I'm going to go ahead and talk about Stormtrooper Han. Stormtrooper Han currently has been a day 1 release character who is not needed for anything. He's the only Han not needed for something in this game, which means he's going to be a requirement coming up. And the only thing left has got to be for GL Leia. Alright, so our next rebel character that has received an Omnicron as of late, past few months, is Jyn Erso. Although she is part of Rogue One and didn't have any direct interaction with Leia, she is the reason rebellions are built on hope, having stole the plans for the Death Star, and those plans ultimately end up in Leia Organa's hands. Doesn't stop with Jyn Erso, we have another rebel female character, Hera Syndulla. Hera's recently received an Omnicron as well. So we got 5 rebel characters over the past few months getting Omnicrons. Not just your average run-of-the-mill Twi'lek. Leia Syndulla is captain of the Phoenix Squadron. Now, I don't think all 6 members of the Phoenix Squad are going to be requirements for a GL Leia. So we're just going to focus on primarily 3 of them. You might be wondering why I'm going to only focus on 3 of the Phoenix Squadron. So if you actually go into the Rebels show, there's an episode where Leia organizes this sinister little plot to have the Phoenix Squad steal ships from her. So the whole plot for that is a way to help build the Rebel fleet in its budding stages, but it can't be tied to Leia herself. As you can see with Ezra and Kanan in Stormtrooper attire, they're trying to take her hostage after they've set down and organized the entire battle plan for how it can't be linked back to Leia, but she is supplying those ships. What does that mean? That means Kanan, Ezra, and Hera are going to be needed. Now back to our Rogue One speculation. In Rogue One, we have the entire band of unknown rebels, so to say, and they have the task of stealing plans for the Death Star. So we're going to focus on 4 characters. We're going to talk about Jyn Erso, Cassian Andor, K2SO, and Bodhi Rook. I know, Bodhi Rook. It could easily be said that Bodhi had nothing to do because he's not actually there when they steal the plans. But you got to remember, Bodhi's on the ground, and without him, they don't get the signal through. In addition to that, this is our Imbo moment. That character that has a small tie that nobody currently has in-game. Bodhi Rook, 6th least geared character in SWGoH currently. Right, so I know what you're thinking. Yes, Rebel Officer Leia Organa is needed for other stuff in the game. But this is that moment CG is going to make you have to get that gear gate. She's going to be Relic 8. Relic 8 minimum, if not 9, okay? So you got to take her on up, but she's definitely going to be needed. Thus far, any GL with 2 versions, got to have them both. Alright, so we're going to talk about ships. That's the new thing. Everyone's talking about ships when it comes to SWGoH. We need ship content. And GLs are no different. Every GL's got a ship requirement. And here we got some Rebels that you could choose from. I'll tell you right now, none of these ships, guys, are going to be needed for GL Leia. You can say, well, what about the 2 from the Rebels show, since she was so big on helping them build a fleet? Nope, not going to happen. Too many people have them, right? Rogue One, again, too many people have them. So what ship are you going to need? You're going to need the Rebel A-Wing. That's right, the A-Wing that is coming to Galaxy of Heroes via Conquest. Mark my words. We already saw it leaked a couple of weeks ago in-game through coding, and even recently a hotfix last week to take it back out of the game. Alright, so now to talk about a non-Rebel you're going to need. The first non-Rebel that you're going to need for a Leia Organa Galactic Legend, and it's going to be your furry little friend, Wicket. We know how important this iconic furry little guy is, right? Without him, we don't have the Ewoks entering the fray, and we don't bring down the Empire. So Wicket is definitely going to be on your short list of needed requirements. Alright, so that's 14. You're going to need 16 requirements as for the last GLs that came to the game. So we're going to be talking about marquee number 1, Bail Organa. Totally see Bail Organa able to come to the game. Adopted father of Leia. I see him maybe potentially being like a Mon Mothma type, where he leads and supports, but doesn't actually interact with attacks. Then marquee number 2, Saw Gerrera. Saw Gerrera, Rebel of all Rebels. He was in the Clone Wars. He was in Rebels. He's in Bad Batch. He's in Rogue One, the live-action movie. How is it 2022 and we don't have Saw Gerrera in-game yet, guys? I mean, if this guy ain't coming, I don't know who is. So you got your recap, 13 characters, the A-Wing, 2 marquees. So that's just the starting point for what I got. Obviously, we can go more in depth. There's way more you can get into with books, lore, things like that. But we're trying to keep this short in the interest of time. It's my first ever video, so I do apologize for how choppy it could be. Hopefully these will get better as we go along. Again, my name is Solo Straight, and you're on Never Tell Me the Odds.